Last night there were two raised hands, two boys who wanted something to say. I said tomorrow inshallah.
That's my son.
You're not a boy. there were two boys from here. You also wanted to say something?
I started yesterday, then you told me to continue.
Come on, yes, that's right, yes. There were some other boys as well who raised hands, who were sitting over there.
Well, you told me to refresh that question.
That's right.
So when I went to refresh it, I got a very good library, frankly, and I got Hazrat Mirza Bashir Ahmed Sahib Razira's book Khatam Nabiyyin. So that question has been fully answered.
The answer is right.
Yes.
Very good. So the facts on which you are basing the question were not correct at the moment, at that time.
No, the question is there, so the same question.
No, the facts you related were not exactly as they happened.
Sorry?
Last night, the facts on which you based your question were questionable facts. Not all of them could be accepted.
I didn't know the name of that judge, Saad bin Maaz is his name.
You said a Jewish judge.
But he is the chief of one of the Jewish tribes.
No. Saad bin Maaz was the chief of Aus, not of Jewish tribe. This is...
Aus Kabila.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But the Jews were under not a treaty of friendship, but they were very closely allied to each other.
Yes, yes.
In the politics of Medina, Saad's tribe was very friendly with Jews, and he was also very popular among the Jews. So it was on their request that Saad was made the sort of tribunal between the two parties.
But there's still one little point really. Hazrat Mirza Bashir Ahmed Sahib Razira says that because Hazrat Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had committed himself to abide by the decision of Saad. This is one of criteria why he would not pardon those 400 people who were to be executed. And there are some other reasons they were danger to the Muslim community. Yet, at the same time, Rasul accepted the recommendation of two people, one woman and somebody else. But against that, there's an argument that had he used his discretion as the ruler of the country, then perhaps he might have pardoned so many people.
No, there is no question of a pardon in fact. What happened was, according to the customs as well as according to the Jewish faith, those traitors at the time of war should have been slaughtered, all of them, murdered, killed animals. And even today, in the most modern times, the treachery at the time of war is unpardonable. They are shot dead in the modern manner. So, as far as their lives were concerned, they were obviously forfeited from any angle. The point is only this, that had they accepted Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as arbiter, there was every likelihood that he would forgive despite the fact that they had no right to live. But when they took the decision from his hand with a reflection upon him and made a choice of their own liking, that is Saad bin Maaz, then it was a punishment from Allah. It was so ordained that they had to be killed. So Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam must have seen the hands of Allah in all this, that somebody at the verge of being delivered from that crisis itself goes back to the crisis and prefers that. So why should he have interfered then? Now, any questions, please? Yes, he was one of those, and there was one Salim. Salim has not come tonight, has he? Salim,
No.
Yes, please come, Nadeem.
I understand that if a wife is barren, then a husband is allowed to marry another wife.
Not only because she is barren, not only
I mean, among the reasons, one of these.
the husband is allowed to marry, but that's quite nice.
I'm just wondering that supposing the situation is reversed and the husband is infertile, and the lady wants to
Divorce. Divorce to cancer. Instead of permitting both ways, polygamy and polyandry, which is not practical, it's impossible to permit the permission to both wife and husband to marry more than once. That I once calculated and told you that it would become a chain of family which will be completely unmanageable. And there would be other social and legal problems. So that is not permitted. But the wife is given a wide choice of separation, and no judge is permitted to interfere in that matter. Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam's own decision, own conduct in these matters was that once a lady approached him and said, "I want to be divorced." And he asked her, what was the trouble? She said, "Nothing." He said, "Is he that and that and that, or cruel in any way, or has an ugliness or something?" He said, "Nothing. Completely nothing is wrong with the husband. He is such a fine man, everything. But my heart is not in him. I can't help." So Huzur Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Yes, that's enough." So he got them separated. So on the strength of that, the ladies are given this permission to get separated without any quarrel, without any reason to support their case. Just if they don't want to, they are permitted. While in the case of husbands, a full court hearing is launched then, and the Qazi, the judge, has to see so many things. So the decision is rather taken after some headache on both sides. So there, in fact, the rights of the wife are protected by this. The only alternative for her is to get divorced and marry someone else. Or if she is in love with that husband and she prefers balancing the both possibilities, she prefers rather to forego the children than to forego the husband, she is at liberty to do whatever she chooses.
But make one observation.
Please.
Our government is now coming very close to the Islamic law with regard to divorce. Yes, sir. In the beginning, nobody could divorce unless they had stayed apart for 5 years. Then they brought it down to 3 years. Then they said, no, it's all right. If they stay away for 2 years, well and good. But from today onward, the law has been implemented from today, sir. They can get divorced after 1 year. And in the past they had to give a lifelong meal ticket to the wife, maintenance. That is gone now. There will be a sort of settlement with the divorce judge.
Assalamu alaikum. In the same connection which I have heard now about this divorce, and I think when I was studying the law, then I found that as Huzur has told